Hello everyone, my name is Larseth, and welcome to a new series, and that will be probably quite a short one because the games aren't that long, but we will be playing Northgard, which for those who don't know is sort of like a city builder, sort of like a RTS strategy game. It's in early access at the moment, it's on Steam, and it's basically based around sort of Norse, Viking mythology, stuff like that. There are sort of multiple... We'll just go into here for a second. There are multiple clans, which apparently there are more waiting to be added. And I think probably the best way of sort of explaining, you know, the game is probably to just jump straight in and stuff like that. I'm sure it's been out a while, so I'm sure many people have already seen it. But yeah, so today I thought I'm going to play a game as Clan of the Wolf, which we'll go over to in the next screen. And that will be going for a domination victory. So I've disabled the other victory types. Because domination victory probably takes the longest. Well, it certainly takes longer than some of these ones, because you have to conquer every single territory. And there are quite a lot of territories, especially when you got the map at large size. So I've disabled the other ones. So the other... I'll actually disable the map special ones, because the map special one would be like capturing certain landmarks, which basically are like an instant victory. I'm going to disable that because I don't want that for the moment. Although this clan would probably be the best one for doing map special ones, as you'll see when we go into the game. But we're only going to do domination at the moment. Our player name is going to be Bjorn. They're completely randomized. I just like that name, so we're going to stick with it. Yeah, so... You've got all of these different clans you can pick from, and they all have essentially different specialities. You could see they have starting bonuses, and then they get additional bonuses once you get certain levels of fame. So fame is basically sort of your, well, you know what fame is. It's your notoriety among other sort of individuals. And really each of these clans is more aimed towards a certain victory type. So the clan of the stag is aimed towards fame. Clan of the goat is aimed, well, it's more survivability, so it's not really, I guess, aimed to any one sort of victory type. It's just sort of a very well-rounded one that's more focusing on actually surviving. Clan of the raven is, I believe, or am I thinking the bear? I think the Clan of the Raven's the one that's probably best aimed towards the trade stuff, the trade victories. But in any case, I won't waste any more time. We're going to go for Clan of the Wolf. They have bonuses for killing wolves and brown bears provides meat, which is a food source. Military units eat 30% less food and provide happiness, which is important because this whole clan is pretty much based around attacking, as you can see by their first and second fame bonuses. 15% attack bonus when fighting outside of your territory. You have to wait a little while for that because you have to get 200 fame first, but that's a very nice one to get. And so you want to have lots of military units. They eat 30% less food, so they're essentially cheaper once you actually have paid for the upfront cost of them. And they provide happiness, which is a very important aspect of the game. So rather than waste any more time, let's jump into the game and actually see what sort of starting area we have been given. Cool. Right, so unfortunately you can't actually pause this game, so it just sort of plays. So first thing you get is the town hall with a bunch of gatherers going. So, and you can build all sorts of buildings. So I want to build first a house, because that'll allow us to have more villagers. You can see up here our population limits, so it works like most other RTSs. We also want a woodcutter's lodge, because we actually want to be able to, again like other RTSs, get wood to be able to build buildings. So the neat thing about this game is, I guess sort of like RTSs, you assign people to different jobs. So once this woodcutter's lodge starts, I'll also just pop a scout camp down here, and I'll explain what that is in a second. But this, once this woodcutter's lodge finishes, we'll assign this person to be a woodcutter. You can see they essentially change unit type at that point. Some of them it costs money to actually change, like scouts and stuff like that. It costs money to change. Not scouts, military units, sorry. Speaking of scouts, you can see all the area around me is all blacked out. If you want to explore it, you have to have scouts, which you can get at a scout camp. And one unit will then go and explore each of these areas. It does it like randomly, but you can specify which ones you want. You can see up here all of our resources and the rates at which they are accumulated. And also down here you can see what period within the year it is. And what else can you see? Warband size, that's the size of your allowed army. Lore, that's essentially, think of it like research. Once you get to like 80, you can choose one of these first tiers to research, and so on and so forth. The important thing though is making sure that you've got stuff like resources ready for winter. So when winter comes, the amount of food you can collect plummets. The amount of food, so you're like consuming food, but you can't collect much more, so it's important to have a good stock. Firewood, you can collect the same amount, but if people are, you know, burning stuff to keep warm, they're not obviously using more firewood. So that's important, which is why I haven't sent any scouts yet, because I'm letting these guys gather, these villagers gather food, and food, by the way, is an unlimited resource. All the resources in this game, with the exception of stone and iron, which are used for upgrading buildings and units, all the other resources are exhausted, they don't deplete. So you can, these guys will gather for the entire game in this one region and be absolutely fine. I think now that we've got, you can see that in my town hall, villagers are spawning after a certain amount of time, and that, if you upgrade it, which we'll do later, they'll start spawning faster. And how fast they spawn, and whether they spawn at all, is based on whether you have happiness. Now happiness, each sort of clan gets it from normally different ways, and has different bonuses and stuff like that. But we'll get to that when it actually starts becoming an issue. For now, I'm going to send one person to become a scout, as we have a little bit of food kicking about, 150 almost. And what we're going to do once we get the scouts is, you'll see they will reveal this area, and if it is empty, i.e. there are no enemies in there or another clan does not have it, we can go ahead and colonize it, which we'll probably end up doing. You've probably seen here there was a little wolf coming in up on the... Oh, we will colonize this one. Although you can see it has a wolf. We will need to defeat that wolf before we can colonize this. Or two of them, actually. But we will want to do that because they have deer, which you can hunt. And they're also non-exhaustive. Stones for upgrading buildings. Those are really good because there is a finite amount of those on the map. And it looks like there's wolves there as well. This one does not have any anything in it, so we can colonize it straight away. You spend food to colonize things. And what I need to do now is, when you assign villagers to things, or units to things, you're essentially assigning them to a zone. So what I want to do is assign this villager to this zone. So I want to build a house, and then I'm going to build a farm on there and turn him into a farmer. And the really good thing is we've got two sets of stones right next to us, or two areas that have stones. Or three, actually. That's awesome, because that means we can upgrade a lot of our buildings. You can see that this guy seems to think he's a bit of a smart chap, and he's attacking. Occasionally you will get a random like wolf attack from like neighboring zones, so it's really important to... What are we going to build? Where's our farm? There we go. Build a farm. It's really important to ensure that, you know, you have some defenses. You know, are there enough villagers there to kill a wolf? You can see that this guy's injured. Now, in this game, nobody regenerates their own health. So what you need to do to regenerate health is build a healer's hut, which looks like so. And this is one of the ones where you need to actually assign people to be a healer, and you'll see what I mean. And literally their only job will be to heal. You can get a essentially like a bonus. I'm not sure whether all clans get it, whereby when healers not healing, they can gather food, much like these villagers are. So that's a really nice one to have. It's worth mentioning that when villagers are injured, they perform, actually I think this is true for all units, they perform at a lowered capacity. You'll see we'll assign one of these guys to become a healer, and they'll instantly start healing villagers. I'm not sure whether you could choose who they heal or whether it's random. But in any case, they will start healing. So we've been building buildings, but it's also another point worth mentioning is each area has a building limit. This, most of them have 5 out of 5 until you develop the area. Now, you can spend money to develop the area, which essentially means you can't do it straight away because you can't afford to do it straight away. So for a while, we're going to be stuck not being able to build any more buildings here. We'll have to build some more in other areas. You can see, though, that my scout has been gradually searching and looking around and exploring areas. And he's actually uncovered some iron. Now, iron's important because you can use it here to improve tools of certain people. And it'll make them more efficient, basically. But if I was to say improve the tools of these farmers, if I were then to make them woodcutters, they would lose that bonus. So you'll see this ruins here. As we now own this territory, because I've just expanded into it, I can get my scout to go and explore it, and there should be some bonuses in there. Cool. Right, our guy has... our healer has done healing, so I'm going to send him back to being a gatherer. And we also need to spend something. So I'm actually, because we are clan of the wolf, we're going to get all your military units attack power by 20%, which is a nice little bonus. And that means essentially we need to start building training camps to build military units. So the question is, where do we build one? At this stage, I don't think it really matters where we build it. So I'm actually just going to send one of my villagers over here to build. And then we'll start getting our military started. And our military will be, because of that buff there, will be quite powerful from the start. I don't think I mentioned it last time, actually, but this is obviously winter. You can see the amount we were bringing in has decreased quite a lot for both wood and food. So, you know, it just proves you need to stock up in advance, otherwise you can come in for a pretty bad shock. And potentially have people get sick and die from essentially starvation. What's another thing worth mentioning? Organising feasts. You can see down here, feasts given bonuses. And essentially you spend food to get a feast. And you can actually, each time you do it, it's more expensive. So it's not always a brilliant thing to do if you're low on food. I may do it after this winter is over. You can see, sorry, I'm flitting about all over the place here. Our scouts went and looked in that tomb and got 100 crowns and 50 lore, which is really good because of our buildings, we're actually losing money. To get some more money is really nice. And getting that lore has basically pushed us pretty fast over or towards the next bit of tech research, essentially. I've just turned 2 villagers into warriors. Now, you can see that they've provided us happiness, 1 happiness between the both of them, which is really good. And we need to decide what we're going to do with them now. I think I'm going to go after here, because this circle of stones allows us to get quite a lot of lore. You could assign a lore master to it, basically. Unfortunately, when you're outside of your zone during winter, your troops aren't as effective. So we'll just wait until winter's passed before we send them out to attack these wolves. And hopefully none of these wolves like decide to attack us before then. I mean, we can quite easily defeat them. It's just a bit of an annoyance. Right, for these ones, there we go. Your military units no longer have reduced power during winter. Gain 15 crowns for each enemy unit killed outside of your territory. Ooh. That's actually quite a nice one. Because winter's about to end, so that would not be of use until next winter. Right, so we are literally waiting now. Oh, damn it. I'll tell you what, we'll come down and get rid of these guys first. And we need to assign somebody to be a healer. Cool. Come on, winter, end. We're currently at 13 out of 15 population, so we probably need to build another house. Yeah, we'll go and build another house up here, I think. There you go. Go build a house over there. And you guys go and attack these wolves. You can see just how, you know, it's quite a bit easier for them since with that buff. Lovely. And we will colonize that. And now we'll go over here, get ready to attack these guys. Because you have to sort of pay attention to really, like, how fast you colonize and stuff like that. Because if you do it too slowly, you might find that an area you thought was really awesome has suddenly been taken by one of your enemies. We are quite in the advantageous position in that we're sort of, there's only like, it looks like 2 ways out of our central base. Like, we're not surrounded at all, which is really nice. And all of these areas are really rich in resources. What I'm going to do, as we're making quite a bit of food, is make another scout. And you'll see there's another area over here we can search, and that's that shipwreck. So we'll scavenge that. And I'm going to start... what am I going to start doing? I'm going to set up a hunting lodge over here, which will get us quite a bit of food. There we go. Set up a hunting lodge over there. And then that'll buff our food intake. We probably need another healer, because initially they are very slow and take ages to actually, you know, do anything. We're cutting it a bit fine here because our food production is only at 1. But that should increase once we get this hunter's lodge up and running. One thing we'll also... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was a bit of a mistake. Luckily, I at least did it in that one. I accidentally pressed the wrong button and developed this area. So now we can build an extra building here. Oh, there we go. So you can see a bear has come in over here. And you can see I'm gradually losing control. Oh, no, it's a wolf. I'm gradually losing control over that province. Or this territory. And what would essentially happen is I would completely lose that and I would have to colonize it again. Which is obviously not good. I can put 3 units in that building. 3 villagers. So I'm going to grab both of these guys. And send them over there. Oh no, sorry, it's 2. But I can upgrade it and make more. So they're going to go hunting. And you can see our food income has increased. We're going to go after these guys now. And take this, colonize this area. And what I would really like to do is colonize that swamp. Because that would completely... That would block us in really nicely. And we've got quite a bit of food, so I have no problem with spending all of it. And we'll let this extra scout go off and do his scouting bits and pieces. Cool, this has actually gone really well for us at the start. Unfortunately, we're going to need to get rid of this bear before we actually can expand into here. Ooh, actually, there's bears up here as well. But at least the good thing is that stops other people coming down and colonizing here either. It offers us a bit of protection. One really nice thing I've noticed is there's actually another circle of stones there. So we're actually really well set for this campaign. Like, we've got plenty of stone and, wow, loads of stone. We've got 60 stone? No. 20, 40, 70 stone, 25 iron. So that's essentially 4 upgrades for units, at very least. Because of those upgrades we did to our units, we don't actually need all that much, that many sort of warriors to actually kill a bunch of wolves. It's really nice. And this is actually a wolf den, so they will spawn. But that's actually quite nice in a way, because they'll spawn and then we can basically farm them for food for the moment. You'll see there are sheep here, and the way sheep work is you basically pop one sheep in an area and it will decrease the wood requirement in that area by 20% during winter. So I think for me, I would basically pop one in my main sort of town hall area and another maybe in another area where I had a load of visitors. So this occasionally happens where your scouts will, I don't know whether it's like a dice roll, like a bit of RNG stuff, but occasionally your scouts will get hurt when they explore an area, and it's sort of something you can't really get around. Right, what I'm going to do is build food silos in both, well, certainly in this area. What a food silo does is it increases the amount of food that a given area produces by 10%. And it also increases the amount you could store. At the moment, we can only store 500, and we're very close to that. And another added bonus is you can get events occasionally where basically rats will eat all of your food. Not a good thing to have, and you can have that. That could be prevented by... Oh dear, tremors. That could be prevented by having silos. What else do I want to do then? So we've got some idle healers. So I think I'm going to send... Actually, no. What do I want to do? I don't know. I wonder if that 15... I wonder if that 15 crowns counts for these guys. Let's have a look. So we're at 90 at the moment. These Draugr, sorry. Oh yeah, it does actually apply to them. That's really nice. So, instantly, actually, that allows us to develop this area. I mean, I would if I wasn't losing units. And I could build an extra... I could build a silo in there. So, because we've got a silo in here, I'm actually going to move all of my farmers, or gatherers, sorry, into here. And I'm also going to build a house. Lovely. We have some lore available. Ah, one of our scouts died. So, again, they must have lost a dice roll. We can explore areas controlled by another clan 200% faster. Increases your military unit's attack power by 15%. Or fur coats. I think it's about time, maybe... I think I'm actually going to go for this, because we're currently losing money and I would like not to. So, I'm going to go for that. Trading. There we go, so we're gaining 1 crown rather than losing, which is always nice. The next one we will get will be the one to basically not lose attack power during winter. So I'm just going to kill one of these to get enough money to be able to upgrade this area. Have we got any more villagers? Yeah, we do. So I'm going to grab a villager, and I will build a food silo here, because that will increase the food production of the farm. There you go, you can do it. There we go. Good job. Cool. So what else do we need to do? These guys are being healed. So that's all nice. We've got a lot of area to play with at the moment, because we've been very fortunate. We can go up to 1,000 food, which we probably will hit soon. I'm going to actually organize a feast. Actually, I'm going to wait... Yeah, I forgot to do it last time, but I'm going to wait until after winter to organize a feast. And the reason for that is... I don't know, because production drops during winter, so... And as I don't need it, I'll just wait until production's back up to normal levels. An important thing for me to mention as well is that unlike wolves, bears don't attack your... They won't cross borders to attack. So I don't have to worry about this bear going and murdering all of my villagers. As far as I'm aware, that might have changed. And that would be quite embarrassing if it had. How are we going to do this then? What else do I need to build? I need to build an axe thrower camp. So I'm going to go build an axe thrower camp. Probably further... Yeah, we'll build an axe thrower camp up here. And probably a shield bearer camp as well. There. There you go. You go up there, guy. So, axe throwers, as you might imagine, they throw axes. They're sort of ranged units. They are really good in the sense that they do a lot of damage, but then they're sort of like glass cannons. They get killed very easily. Shield bearers are essentially like the tanky units in the game. Oh, somebody stop trading food with me. That's another thing we'll need to build, is a marketplace and a trading post. So I'm actually going to build a marketplace and a trading post here. I'm not going to build that yet, though, actually, because we're about to have an earthquake. You can see there it's popping up with a little warning sign. So we will need to replenish, basically, our... we're going to need to replenish our buildings, or fix our buildings. So that's actually another thing I think I probably want to do, because we've got quite a lot of food at the moment. So we will need to build another woodcutting camp, woodcutter's lodge. So I'm actually going to build that up here. So we'll set up another one, and maybe our next villager, when it spawns, can also go up there. And I think we also need to build probably a brewery, get more happiness by producing and giving out beer. Although you don't actually need to, you don't need to enter anything into the brewery to give out the beer. What shall I do with this guy? I think I'm going to make him a lore circle of stones, make him a lore master. There we go. Because that'll give me more lore, which means more buffs more quickly. And in this game, the buffs are pretty darn powerful. Right, our scout was hurt again, so... Getting low on the old scout numbers. Cool. So these guys don't look like they're respawning anytime soon. And there goes the earthquake. Cool. So, so I need 2 villagers. So I want you to repair that. I want you to repair that. I want you to go and repair that. Basically, in this game, stuff starts to burn down. And if you don't repair it in time, you lose it and you have to rebuild it. Right, so we are going to go for the military units no longer have reduced power during winter. So we'll go for that. That's a really good thing to have, because then means you could go and attack your enemies during winter. Especially at the early game, it could be quite powerful. Let's go and organize a feast. And you can see instantly our production of certain things have gone flying up. So that's really good. I'm going to make him another lore master. Do we have anyone over here who's a bit bored? You need to come over here, I think. And you need to come over here just so you can get the bonus from the food silo. So really, at the moment, we need to get some more... Trying to think what we need more of first. Military units are a good thing. We also need we need to start making money. So we need trading post in a marketplace, but I want to get a bit more wood beforehand so we could just save up. And then we need to start mining the iron deposits and the stone deposits so we can upgrade our buildings nice and early. I think also once we get the requisite number of crowns, we'll build a few, like here, especially once we take it, we can build some outposts to defend our area, some watchtowers basically. Why aren't you happy? You are not happy. Okay, because we need more military units, I imagine. Cool. So, I tell you what. 2 of you can come over here and we'll get 2 more military units. 1 of you can be... You need to come up here. We'll colonize that. I want these guys to be... Hey, new title thing. Military units gain 15% attack bonus. I just realized, actually, I need to divvy up these sheep. Oh, no. Got to repair that building. Put 1 sheep there. 1 sheep up in our hunting area. Cool. We gained some bonuses from that. Now we just need to colonize this area. So we can't do that until these guys are defeated. Which we will probably do now. Yeah, let's get that bonus. So we're really going hard for upgrading our military at the moment, which hopefully will serve us quite well. So we should be able to kill all 3 of these. There we go. Colonize this for 250. So we want to do that basically before these guys do. Because they could have swept... We could have pulled our units out here to go and heal, and they would have swept in and just taken that thing after we essentially did all the work. So those guys are going to get healed up. We've got a bit of money now, so we're not in negatives. I'm not going to throw another feast, just because we can't really afford it at the moment. I always want to have a nice stock of food kicking about. We've got a spare villager who should be over there somewhere. Good. Cool, so... I need to be careful, really, that we don't expand too fast. Because we have to actually feed these people. But, encouragingly... Oh, our scout died. That's not good. So that's 1 less person to feed, I guess, at least. Silver linings and all that. Do you see, because we're 0 happiness, the amount of work it takes to get the next villager is quite slow. So what we're going to do next, we got plenty of wood. So this guy, I think, can come here and he can build trading post. Actually, I'll only build trading post at the moment. So trading post is for trading stuff. You put merchants in there and they basically sell your stuff for you. Marketplace is essentially for like buying off. I don't even know if it comes from the AI stocks or whether it's just, they just have the money. Like the resources come out of thin air almost. It sort of seems that way. Right, once this guy is finished being healed, I'm going to go and attack those wolves to get a bit more money. Because then, once we've gotten a bit more money... Actually, no, I should be able to do it now. So we'll just go and attack those wolves. Oh no! I lost a guy. That basically went almost as badly as I probably could imagine it going. Darn it. I can't afford another warrior, so I got to send this guy back to be a warrior. Oh, that's not helpful. Alright, so I'm going to pop you in there. And actually, I'm going to pop you in there as well to start making us some money. I'm going to build a trade route and sell wood, I think, for money. So we've got a decent amount of wood. And you can put up to... Wow, once you've upgraded, you could put more units in buildings. So at the moment, there's a max capacity, but not for long. Right, where did my warband go? Lovely. So because we've got all these circle of stones, we're getting a load of this stuff. So what do we want to do now? Woodcutters will produce 15% more wood versus merchants will produce 20% more crowns. I think sharp axes is a good one. Yeah, and once you get a certain number of these, you can pick one of these first blessings. I think I'm actually going to go for the happiness one, I think, first. Because I've got all the stuff to upgrade buildings, so I don't need to jump at those just yet. Cool. So I will soon have the, decent amount of food. Not food, sorry, money. So I'm going to send one of my guys over there to be a shield bearer. And then he could join the rest of our army up there. Cool. So now we're getting a nice amount of money that we don't have to worry about fighting for. You, sir, come up here where you'll get at least a bonus. See, this is the pain. Like, these guys are not healing, so they're just walking around. They're basically a waste at this stage. So these guys are going to come and get a bit of food for us. But you can see, like, you can see what's going to happen. As soon as I leave here, these guys will probably colonize this area. I can't really afford to do it at the moment. So I think I'm going to go after... Well, actually, I might just sit back for a while. And wait, possibly... Like, I need to get some more food. So how am I going to do that? So I can't upgrade yet, because I don't have the money or the resources. So I'm essentially waiting on a bit more food to come my way. Yeah, so look, they took this area. And I suppose that's... I've got plenty of stone, so it's not so bad. Let's actually attack these guys. Send that guy away, because he almost got killed. Because our units are quite a bit stronger than theirs, because I have all of those buffs. So I got a nice amount of money. And if I stand in here, you can see they actually lose control of it. But I'm actually going to pull my units back to heal up. And that gave us a nice sum of gold. Unfortunately, these guys hate me. And they won't trade with me anymore. So I've lost my income for crowns. Because I damaged relations with them, basically. It's winter, so our production of food has dropped. I'm going to send off and make another scout, because we don't have any scouts at the moment. I don't really want to make 2 scouts. Actually, no, I guess we can. We're sort of making enough wood at the moment, so I'll send off another guy to be a scout. That's fine, actually. Or will I? No, actually, I think what I'm going to do is I will make a mine, which can get me some stone, which can allow me to... Or do we need a brewery first? Actually, I think we need a brewery first. Yeah. I'll send that guy to build a mine. We'll get one guy doing a brewery stuff, so we can get some more happiness. Cool. Colonization. Reduces the amount of food necessary to colonize an area. Miners extract more ore. Stone doesn't count as an ore, I don't think, so I'm not worried about that. I'm going to do that, because... Yeah, let's reduce the amount of food it takes to colonize, because that's gone down from 290 to 200, which is good. You done yet? Lovely, so I'll turn you into a miner. You'll get more stone. I think that ore buff only applies to iron ore. which is fine. We will get it in time. Really need this guy to finish this so we can actually start being happy. You can build more than one of these. There we go. So we're happy now. But unfortunately, our food income leaves a lot to be desired. What? Can we kill that bear? Let's send these guys in first. How does this go? Seems to be going okay. Yeah, we got this. I wonder how much food they give. 140. That is a nice amount, actually. So I'm going to pay to colonize this. And then this is sort of our defensive perimeter, I guess. Because then I could start farming. I'd like to get that because it's more deer for more food. Lovely. I'm going to move these guys up here just because if they're going to attack anywhere, it'll be here. Right, I think I will pause that here and end the episode. Otherwise, I'm going to go way over. But thank you very much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I will speak to you next time. Take care.